So this is the poly hive, and look at that. This is these two bees are sort of fighting. This bee is fighting with this bee, like as if this bee is a stranger in the hive. But anyway, this shot here, you can see this is the dust or the residue of the bees chewing through some newspaper, because about about a week ago, I did a newspaper combine. I took a queenless colony, which was this colony, and I combined them with a smaller colony that had a nice, vibrant young queen laying eggs all over the place. And the combine didn't work properly, so there must have been a tear in the newspaper, because normally what happens is you put the newspaper between the two hives, or the two colonies, and they chew through the newspaper and slowly, and over 2 or 3 days, as they chew through that newspaper, it slowly allows their pheromones to mix so that they don't view each other or see each other as threats, as foreign bees in their hive, and they don't attack each other and kill each other. That's what the newspaper does, slows down the introduction. But something goofed, or I goofed or something, and I must have torn the paper, and within an hour of doing the newspaper combine, there were hundreds of bees dead outside the hive from having battled to the death, which happens when you goof up with the newspaper combine, which can happen, I think, when you put a slit in the paper. But I didn't have a slit. I don't know what happened. It just didn't work, and it seemed to kill a lot of bees. So I opened up this hive. It's been about a week now, and I opened up the hive, and I could see too that, like, right away, that the population isn't as high as it should be. If in this fully established colony in the middle of July in this part of Newfoundland, all this should be just packed. All these should be packed with bees. Every frame, there shouldn't be any gaps. You open it up, and within a minute, all the bees should just be pouring up to the top over these top bars. And that wasn't happening, so I knew the population had taken a dip. I think it was because the previous queen in this colony, or in this hive, was fading, and that's why I replaced her. I got rid of her, and I did newspaper combine about a week ago to correct that. And so there was a dip in the population because she wasn't laying eggs, so they're not where they should be. But so I noticed that, and I can see that clearly here, that they're not as strong. The colony isn't as strong as it should be. But I opened it up, started pulling some frames, and I found frames of brood. And I said, okay, great. So the queen isn't dead. She's laying eggs. So I looked in all the eggs and all the cells, and every single cell, here's the thing, every single cell that was available in that top super was full of eggs. Every empty available cell wasn't empty. It had an egg in it. It had some kind of brood in it of all ages. So it looked good. It looked like this is a queen who's on the go, and off she goes, and she's laying eggs, and everything's great. Sometimes, though, they'll accept a queen and still replace her. They'll let her lay eggs for a week or so, and then they'll supersede her and kill her, and then create a new queen from her old eggs. I don't know why they do that. Sometimes they just do it. And you can see here, though, like, look, this is all nice, fresh, glistening young brood. This one's a bit older. This one's a bit younger. Let's get a better shot. Like over here, this is younger stuff. And you can see that's exactly how it would be. She would start laying in the middle, and you can see the middle, the brood is older, and then she works her way out. And so the stuff on the outer edge of this center part is younger brood, and that's exactly how it works. It starts off old, and she works her way around and goes around in circles and circles, and then this here middle part becomes capped, and then gradually the whole thing becomes capped. But this is the oldest stuff, and this is the younger stuff as you go out. And that's what we're seeing here. So it looks good. I think a healthy queen would lay eggs exactly like this. They wouldn't be... It's a good sign, is what I'm saying. But, like, this is really nice. And everything I saw was great. It's just that, okay, I think we're good. They haven't superseded her yet. We're in business. But, let me just see if I can find it. So this stuff is probably about a week old. It hasn't been capped yet. But let's just see. Here we go. Let's see if I can get a better shot of it here. Yeah. So and this looks good. Let's zoom in. Right. So that's some young brood. There's some old brood. Da 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 da. It's a bit mixed up. And again, you can't fault a new queen, or at least a queen in a new hive, for messing up her brood pattern. Any kind of change can mess that up, and it might take them a week to just sort of get back into it. But look, here we go. So this here is a young larva. So look, but just take a look. Is that an egg? And is this what this looks like? This looks like larva, but is this something else too? Are there any double eggs in any of these cells? Do I have a laying worker is what I'm asking, because laying workers just lay all over the place, and they lay multiple eggs in the cells. And I didn't see not many fresh eggs laid today that were just, where we saw the eggs just standing up on end. But I saw a couple, and I didn't see any double eggers or triple eggers or anything like that, like cells that have more than one egg in them, which is what you get with you'll get that with a laying worker, and you'll get that with a queen who's still just getting used to her new hive, or a young queen who still hasn't found her groove yet. But I think we're good. I think it's good. So I don't know. I'm going to go for good. I'm going to say, yep, we're in business here. All these bees look great. These are nice young nurse bees. You can see they don't have ragged wings. All their bodies are nice and fuzzy. Their hair hasn't worn off from flying and being. As they get older, all this hair just sort of wears off on their abdomen here, and it gives the appearance of black bees, of having black bodies, because you can't see the stripes as easily without the hairs. But these are nice young bees. They're not beat up. They're looking great. So everything looks good. Everything points to nice solid queen who's off to the races. So I'm hoping for the best. And so the population has taken a bit of a dip because the old queen was so old and she wasn't laying as much. But I think with this new queen, they'll be back in business by August, within a couple of weeks. And I might not get any surplus honey out of them, but I'll probably have a nice strong colony going into winter. So, and that's what happens in Newfoundland too, because if you miss even a week of brood production, or even 1 or 2 weeks, then it's just going to take you another 2 weeks, or well, almost another month really, for it to gain ground, for a new queen to make up for the difference. So you can really lose a lot pretty quickly. So we don't have, in Newfoundland, we have such a short season. You just don't have a lot of time to lose. If there's something wrong with the queen, you got to just fix it as soon as possible. Don't let her fail. Don't let her slow down. If you want surplus honey, that is. So anyway, this is all looking pretty good. Again, I didn't. There might be, I think it's possible there's a laying worker in here, not an actual queen. I didn't spot the queen, but what I saw was the queen again, the queen laying eggs in the center and then working her way out, which is what a queen does, not a laying worker. A laying worker's, everything's just a mess. So I think it's a queen. And so let's just say we have a queen. It is possible they'll still supersede her. That happens. So I'm going to give it another week, and next week I'll check them out. I'm not going to bother the queen. I just want her to get used to her new house, and I'm not going to mess with them. So next week I'll check it out again, and if they're superseding the queen, there will be supersedure cells all over the place, because there's plenty of open brood that they can do that with. If I have a laying worker, all these cells are going to turn into drones. So I'll know that right away too. If all the cap brood is drones, then I'm and you'll see it too, because you'll get like this would be cap brood, but then you'll just have drones popping up in weird spots all over the place, and it's just But I don't think that's what's happening. I think we're in good shape. So anyway, let's give one for my team. I get points this time because, well, I didn't kill the queen. I probably could have, and I think I just got lucky that I didn't. But most of this looks pretty good. Like this almost looks like an egg and a brood and a larva, right, all in one cell. But I can't tell. That just might be a trick of the photo. An angle, something. Maybe this is just, I don't know. Maybe it's just royal jelly. But anyway, that's it. I think we're good. I think we're in good shape. So I'm going to come by next week. I either have a laying worker, or I have a good queen and she's off to the races, or I have them replacing the queen with a supersedure cell, getting a new queen on the go next week. So next week we'll tell the tale, I say, but right now it looks good.